Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and after checking the stream times to make sure that they were indeed accurate, I can say, welcome back to another episode of... Starring KW, the least chaotic person in the world, according to Bon, who clearly has forgotten that KW stands for Chaotic Woman. It doesn't, actually. Anyways, let's see, who else have we got in the chat? Bon, of course, saying that they're on time. Josh saying hello. And also Yanessa. There we go. We've got a fair bunch of people this time, which is more than I can say for some of the recent streams why I thought that the timing was wrong, but there you go. I guess it's just because I was in the wrong place. I don't know. Whatever it may be, doesn't matter. We are back with, I guess, what's becoming a weekly segment on this channel, and also a weekly segment on Aidan's channel. But then again, as I said before, it most likely shouldn't have been. My main concern last week with the main Mrs. Dysart was that because of the way that the show was coming out, like how quickly it was, and the albeit unannounced goal of it being a weekly show, that was affecting how the production was going. So, and of course, the quality of the end product. So I suggested to Aidan, how about you make a poll for your audience to say, oh, well, should this be a weekly show or a 2 weeks show? I'm not going to say bi-weekly because that means something else. So, yeah, he didn't end up doing that. And also he mentioned, when I mentioned that to him directly afterwards as well, and I repeated the proposition, he actually did say that he didn't actually announce publicly that it was supposed to be a weekly show. He just told that to me in confidence. So, whoops, sorry about that. But he has maintained with that still, and considering that is his goal and the intention, yes, that is the problem in this particular instance. It's the problem remains the same, even if the information leading to that conclusion was not meant to be available, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, apparently the quality has gone brr, so let me just check my settings here. Now, people don't know, Restream should be able to stream for me in the highest quality, but just downgrades it anyway for some reason. As for the actual videos, it always seems to come up. Yes, this says 1080p on here and 30 FPS on the settings. Let me just change that for a second and change it back. Okay, so we've gone down to 720p, so I'm going to switch it back now. Yeah, and the downloading site happens to say that, whichever is the most high quality available thing, it's tends to be like that version, but with no audio. The version with audio is always like one setting underneath it. So if the 720p video, it goes down to 480, 360, etc., which is not good when a lot of the gacha videos end up being rendered in low quality anyway. But that can't always be helped. This video, I'm pretty sure, was a 1080p originally, which means it'll be a 720 on this stream. But hey, actually, that's actually a good incentive to check out the original version, which you can see in high quality on the original channel. So click the link in the description if you haven't seen it already. If you're watching this on the VOD, that is, if you're watching this live, then please stay. Hopefully the camera has been altered. I don't actually know. Okay. And then, of course, Yanessa and Bond start a conversation. All right. So we're good to start. Why is the quality so bad today? I did just check that, and I have no concrete answers. But hey, I know a way to raise the quality of this video by introducing the not chaotic woman herself, KW.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, KW. And I am going to be very chaotic. No, just kidding. What? Everyone checking out Mrs. Dysart. Yeah, of course. Yeah, totally knew that.
All right, then. Yes, I mean, it does say in the title. And of course, as Bond said, you star in it. So
Well, I don't think in this episode particularly, but
I mean, I guess, yeah, it's one of those like weird formulas where the titular character technically has top billing, but then different episodes, because they focus on like different side characters, it's one of those situations. Yeah.
mhm.
Oh well. Maybe it's to pull up the red flags card. I want to get that seem to make the quality better for. Oh right, yeah, I forgot that was a thing. I mean, I'm not gonna play red flags right now, but I can play a video of the top of this. Oh, here's one.
Listen, if I have any magical powers, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. I just continue on my
No,
normal day.
you would not. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I'm cool
No,
with
you
that
would
too.
not.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you had like Matilda's powers, for instance, you would start creating. You would immediately like make another pony series, not called ponies, just a different thing with the same thing without having to use your hands.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
exactly.
Oh,
does she
that
do
is
it?
spirit.
How does she do it?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Okay, any better?
God. Oh god, the whole like, oh yeah, if I have powers, I'll be like, cool, whatever. Oh god.
I mean, I feel like to someone in the My Hero Academia universe, maybe that's a valid reaction, but to anyone else, they'd be like, "Oh my goodness, I have powers. Let me just." I mean, at the very least, I'm going to practice this for myself and see what I can do out of morbid curiosity, at least. But anyway,
But I guess maybe it's because I watch too many movies and shows where they have superpowers and everything like that. So it's just more like, okay, if I do eventually get superpowers, then I'll just be like, whatever. Because I see it so many times in movies or shows. Who knows?
I mean, wouldn't that give you like more of an excited reaction if you get to like live out the fantasy that you've immersed yourself in for most of your life?
Well, maybe, but then also there is a point like if I get superpowers, then there's going to be a villain who wants to take me down, right?
That depends, actually.
I get.
But statistically speaking, there will eventually be one that emerges, assuming, of course, that you start like making that public information. I don't know. I mean, to go back to the Matilda example, Mrs. Trunchbull existed before she got her powers, so I don't know.
Who knows?
It depends. It's not okay. Moving on. I remember that there's a Smosh video. I think it's every superhero ever, where there's a particular character that's played by Noah Grossman. I don't think the character has a name, but Noah like the shows up like starts like having his hand catches fire. He's like, cool, I got superpowers. Guess that means my parents have to die though, and then it cuts across to the parents like, wait, what? And then it, like as a running gag in the video, it's like, look, it happens in everything. One of you has to die.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then I think eventually the dad kills the mom and is like, oh, what, are we good here? Yeah, I guess we're good. Although you did kill my mom, which kind of makes you my nemesis, so yeah, sorry about that. Okay. Anyways, back to the if not an uncle, the uncles are if the parents are alive, the uncle's the culprit usually. Anyway, back to this episode with very much alive parents and a teacher that actually teaches.
Oh, here we go. Remember the beginning. The mood that we are bringing is something to remember.
Did you just forget that this was the episode that you would debut your version in?
Yes, I did.
The only reason it wasn't in last episode is because I hadn't edited it in time for when it was gonna release.
Yeah, I know, I should forget Tayo. Why singing voice? Oh.
Oh dear. will Aidan be joining the review? I did send him a restream link with no context. He knows that his video came in today, so I'm guessing he can put the pieces together and join if he's available, but he hasn't responded yet, so I don't know. Walking cycle! Walking cycle! Why is she going to school wearing that? Oh, Yanessa, yeah, you're new around here. You ever not met Mrs. Dysart as a whole? Yeah, Mrs. Dysart is a little eccentric, let's say. So that was one of her defining features from back in her early days of the Mutant Girl. Because actually, if you don't know, the history is Mrs. Dysart was actually created by me for the Mutant Girl back in 2019, and then once the main character of the Mutant Girl graduated the school that she taught at, then Aidan, who didn't want to say goodbye to the character, took her and put her into a show that he does, Fallen Angels, which is in the same universe as the Mutant Girl, and so she then became a recurring character on that, only to eventually have Aidan again give her a spin-off where she returns to her element, which of course is teaching Greek mythology in an English class for every single lesson. A little eccentric, just like her VA. Is this the KW song I was working on? Well, yes. Well, technically, you heard it last week, Bon, because it's just the version that I did, which meant to be like the demo, essentially. It's a song that I premiered last week. But yeah, I get it now. So this is the KW song. It was always supposed to be KW who sang it, but yeah, it took a while to produce. Okay, there were like 20 takes for the chorus alone.
One of those 20 takes, to be honest, and I also keep missing it up. So like, my bad.
Well, I didn't want to use like the erroneous ones, because otherwise you'd be even more dissatisfied with the final product.
True.
Yes, Mio, does Karis look weird without the pink stuff on her face? You mean the blush? A little bit, yeah, because, I mean, it's just what you're kind of used to. I think it's, yeah. Without the blush, Gacha characters look more like the drawings that they actually are. It's like less of an illusion, I think.
Does Aidan not know there is blushing accents in Gacha Life too? I mean, it took me a while to find it, but it's there.
Maybe he didn't know when the intro was made. We'll see if he's changed that in the actual episode.
It's not just me or Fane. Yet with Sims learn the silly, so life is more fulfilling. There's always more to gain and more knowledge to attain.
Bon, you do realize that walking cycle was made using your poses that you put in the Mutant Girl Discord server, right? We don't need to know the secrets. You are the cause of the secrets. I mean, for crying out. I knew the secret all along. It was me.
No.
Blame the. I thought it was blame the quality, not me. Blame. What do you mean blame the quality? That's not a blame situation. That's a merit situation. That means that Aidan did it right, surely. Because that means he took what you provided and used it in the exact same way that you intended them to be used to great effect. Oh dear. Also, Yanessa, if you wonder what kind of maths that is, that I believe is trigonometry.
Oh god.
Which of course does not actually match the subject that Mrs. Dysart teaches, and weird enough, this also isn't her classroom in this series, but I don't know. I guess it was just for the sake of maybe the previous teacher left the markings, because I'll tell you this, yeah, the teachers don't.
Oh my god, William is here.
I thought you said Luname was here for a second. It's like, oh my word. Really? Really?
Yes, Luname is here, and he wants to be a guest, Jacob Butter, to talk about Gacha Life too. Did you not know that?
The creator of the game, Luname. But yes, I hi, William, and also Fox has appeared at the same time. Interesting that you're saying that stop motion. What you're saying here, Bon, implies that stop motion would be higher quality to you in this instance, even though that you tween in order to get higher quality in the first place.
Yeah.
Weird thing. Anyway, there goes my chance to join the stream.
Well, really has no.
What are you talking about? No one's asked to join apart from you.
No, yeah, we were just saying hi to William. What does that mean? You better say it now, Bond, if you want your spot then.
I'll just send a link. We'll probably still be here considering we're still on the intro.
Fair enough.
And there we go. Right, moving on.
It tastes a great collective.
Well, okay, Bon, hold a second. You didn't know you could make reservations? That's how it works. It's first come, first served. If you make a reservation before William does, namely the 20-odd minutes of where you were here and William was not, that would have been the ample time, the perfect time to do so. Anyway.
Together, new perspective.
I've already talked about most of this. So,
Oh boy, here comes the chorus. I know what they will say that miracle. The way that makes the mind's almost lyrical. I hope I don't come off satirical. You and I together, we be mythical.
We form so masterpiece. It's always got to be. It's always got to be.
Come on.
We form so masterpiece.
Come on.
It's always got to be. It's always got to be.
Together, we be mythical.
I forgot how well it timed. Like the ha is the first time Mrs. Dysart pans over to her and goes ha, which actually works even better in your own voice. It's like she's singing it to them. But there you go.
You know.
Also, yeah, who is that? Yeah, it's me doing the backup. You're
Yeah,
right.
I honestly, when the music stopped and I just went mythical or whatever, I don't know how I exactly say it. It actually kind of fits. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's just
that was there in my version too, in the demo version.
Yeah, and honestly, that thing wasn't too bad. Honestly, I was surprised. I thought it would have been way worse, where my voice break or something like that, or sound really horrible. But honestly, it's not bad. Could have been better.
The advantage of 20 different takes is the fact that I can choose versions where your voice doesn't break.
Yeah. I really say no. I don't I just sing random songs. Hence the bird song and the fishing song. I don't do full songs.
Well, there you go. Clearly, Aidan didn't get the memo, and I guess there you go. You can officially say that you've done a full-length song now.
I have wrote songs, but this is I never release them or anything because I'm I don't think I can sing these.
I mean, it depends. Admittedly, I'm not the best person to say this because clearly with my history with collabing with people, more times than not, the way that I write certain songs lends to the way that I sing them versus the way that it would translate for them, and I'm still trying my best to work through that and improve as a whole. but yeah, in your case, maybe it turns out that since you wrote the songs, they might be tailored to your voice and performance style. Or if not, maybe they're meant for Mira or something, so you can get Emily to do them. I don't know, whichever one works.
Well, I mean, the one that in Mespes, I have a full version of that lullaby.
Okay.
Actually,
don't you have a whole FNAF musical as well?
Yeah, or parts of it or whatever. It's not a full-on script or anything. It's just songs I have wrote, and it's just never been used.
I mean, sometimes musicals are just pure songs that they don't have any dialogue scenes in between them. I think Hamilton is like that.
Yeah, it's just mostly rap and singing. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
fine. And like, I'm not
It
saying
is,
like
yeah.
I'm not saying like the Hamilton musical was like, you know, it's the worst, it's bad. No, I'm just saying like it's good, not bad or anything like that. It's just not my kind of musical, honestly.
I wasn't trying to, take a stab at the overall quality of Hamilton itself. I mean,
Yeah.
just it's an example of a musical that is in that style that I could think of.
Yeah,
Top of
yeah,
my
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah. I was just saying in general to people who are gonna think that I'm gonna say it's a worst musical ever. No, it's just not my kind of musical. Yet I like Phantom of the Opera, which is it was close to Hamilton. I think.
You mean in the sense that there's like mostly songs and not much dialogue, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Because I'm sure if you don't stipulate that, someone's going to be like, they're nothing alike.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry. I meant to make that clear. I'm sorry. Look, it's been a long day. Me
The
and you.
Phantom and the Hamilton are here. They don't combine.
That's how did you? What?
That wasn't a rhyme. I just used the rhythm. That was one line.
But like I said, it's been a long day because me and Drew decided to record almost in general because he and I both saw the FNAF movie, so we decided to do a FNAF movie review, but also talking about FNAF in general, how we feel about it and everything. Although like the last few minutes we talked about like random stuff, but that's what happens.
Was that where the Technoblade impression came from?
That was when I decided to call him, and he was just in a Technoblade voice, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just watch a lot of Technoblade videos in the morning," and I'm just like, "God." And he was just winning stuff, so I just keep dying of laughter. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna record this, and he just kept on doing it because he knows I was recording him. He did not care.
Yeah, and then you reenacted a scene that I had never seen before, so it seems like
No, he's so much.
I know it's an actual scene. I know you were quoting something. Anyway, I'm getting Cake by the Ocean vibes. That part that goes waste time in the masterpiece. Yes, actually, that was one of the inspirations for the song. Like that part especially. Like it does. Like that's not the actual lyrics that I used, obviously.
Right.
Like I said, yeah. Like my forms so masterfully, but yeah, like I tried to like mimic that particular style for me. Yeah. Yeah. That was one of the things that I thought of.
What's funny, I didn't know that Spotify had like two versions of songs. So when I don't know where I first heard. I think it was from.
Oh yeah, I looked it up and I got the original version. I was like, oh, there's swearing in this. I did not know that.
Me either, because I heard that song from a Nick Kids Choice Awards or whatever, and they performed that song.
Wait, hold on. They performed it at the Kids Choice Awards?
Yes.
What?
They did.
Even though the metaphor of Cake by the Ocean is sex on the beach?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Wow. Okay. I guess they got away with that then.
Somehow, yeah.
Okay, sure. Fair enough then.
I honestly kind of forgot what the metaphor for cake was.
I think it's because like they were on the beach at one point. They like ordered it, and then someone like got the name wrong or something like that, and then they decided like, hey, that would make a good song, and there you go.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, honestly, I just pay attention mostly to the beat of that song and not like the actual lyrics or whatever. So it's just like,
I mean, again, for writing parodies, or I guess taking like inspiration from the melodies of how like the backups.
Mm-hmm.
That is the way to do it, because actually sometimes the songs make parodies of I'm not actually the biggest fan of myself. Like my most well-known parody ever is like the Zayn song till the bitter end. Yeah, that one was inspired by a song called God's Country, which yeah, I don't like the original lyrics of that really, but I mean I liked the rhythm and the melody for it, so there you go. And also, I thought it matched Kazane because the whole Kess is a cowboy meme. So yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah. The other inspiration for this song actually, it was CG5. The song that actually one you just listened to recently, the Run song.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's at the end, where it goes like all I do is all I do is all I do is run, and then the last run has no music attached to it. The music cuts out. That's what I liked about that. So I took that and was like, yeah, I'll use that here because it does seem like the way that the lyrics worked in this one was that I was singing like the offbeats every single time because I think like the original where the chorus kicks in, it was supposed to go like dun dun dun, like there's supposed to be something that goes there, but I skipped all of that, and then that's when the chorus came in. So like everything was on the offbeat, which admittedly was not the best idea for a collab song, but it worked out in the end. So because of that, I knew I was gonna have extra time at the end. So I was like, yeah, why not? I'll just pull a CG5 there, and that's why that's that part.
And like I said before, Run shouldn't have been the end credits for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I don't care what people say. It should have been. I'm sorry.
All right.
Poor man. He has a point. I'll have a word with my next class immediately.
He has a point? What do you mean he has a point?
I know this is my voice, and that was literally what he sent me, like the script.
Okay.
That's what's in
well,
it.
no, I understand that. I think. Okay, Oh right, I see. Because so I thought this was meant to be like a mid conversation thing. Because sometimes when I'm writing a script, I'll start off like mid conversation because the start of it doesn't actually matter, and it's just like okay, well on there we're about, and that's how we get to this point. So it's not like we immediately start the conversation right at the beginning. It flows more. But actually no. So I'm gonna go back to the script here. So the first part is scene 1. Inside the cafeteria, it's a mess. The students, having mostly left by this point, have left the bulk of their rubbish on the tables. Pan across said tables, multiple tables, supposedly, at one point seeing Janitor Dubois grumpily pick up what fraction he has immediate access to. The panic shot, that's wrong. End the panning shot is meant to say, on the one tidy table occupied by a number of teachers. And then it names these 3 teachers specifically, but it's supposed to be several more.
Oh my! Can you really use my kiddish voice for this teacher? I gave him 3 different versions. I used like an adult version, a kid version, and an elderly version.
Oh.
I give him like.
Honestly, just don't give him the option if you don't want it to be used. He'll never know.
Well, he didn't give me any sort of context. Like, is this supposed to be an older woman, a kid? Like, what? Who is this? Because he just sent me a line of DM saying, "Hey, can you do this line?"
The character's name is Mrs. Briggs. She's not going to be a child.
Wait, did he put in Mrs. Briggs as the name?
Oh no! Don't tell me he pulled a Bon. Oh no. I mean, for bit parts, he has been known to do that occasionally, but at the same time, I guess I just didn't register me because, like, I know the context from most of them anyway. But yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, okay, he did. I guess I just didn't notice.
Okay.
Oops.
All right, fine. Okay. Also, speaking of Bon, yes, Dubois. Actually, that's a reference to the mutant girl, actually, because the janitor in Illyria High School is Janitor Kowalski, named after Stanley and Stella Kowalski from Streetcar Named Desire. Streetcar Named Desire, the main character, is Blanche Dubois. So we have that reference in here as well. So it's a double reference. It's a reference to something that's already being referenced. That's just how we do things.
You pull a bond. That's worth pulling a muscle, bro.
Oh my.
I already did. They didn't seem to listen.
Also, I said in the script it's supposed to be at the table, as in, you know, having their lunch, sitting down, enjoying their meal. I don't know why they're next to it necessarily.
Common courtesy doesn't seem to register with young people anymore.
Sad as it is, it's almost like he's been dehumanized.
You know something? I remember Aidan saying to me, like, because I said that, we did like a bit of a role reversal. Normally, he's the one telling me that my visual ideas are too ambitious, but in this instance, because he wanted like the whole mess idea to be emphasized, I said to him, "Are you sure you're going to want to be able to do this?" And he said, "Oh, it's fine. I can make a mess." I think that was his actual words, but something like that. So, yeah, I was kind of thinking, what? Okay, I guess. Well, I mean, here's to hoping, because I'm sure that you have some trick up your sleeve. Turns out the trick is
Just make them stand up.
Ramoosh, table disappears. The great Aidini. Anyway, I thought I heard a notification. I thought Aidan had like joined with the link that I sent him, but no, it's actually Bon. Hello.
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 What's the
Sorry,
guy's name? What's the? Yeah, sometimes you don't need more than that. Sometimes not everyone needs to pull a BB and actually, you know, just tell your whole life story without any sort of lead-in whatsoever. Anyways, what's the guy on the right's name again? That would be. Oh, I just clicked off by accident. Okay, that would be Principal Pan.
Okay.
Another
Checks
reference
out. He's
because
got a tie. Must be formal.
there you go.
Okay, so
Hire more staff.
what kind of teacher wears shorts? Okay, except for a gym teacher. I would be accepting as gym teacher, but I don't think that they would wear shorts like top with a jumper. It looks like.
That is a fair question. Yeah, the script says Mr. Johnson and not Coach Johnston, so because normally we say coach for any PE teachers, but yeah, so I
Right.
guess it does look a little out of place, admittedly.
Staff to help out, but our budget means I must be selective with new acquisitions. Speaking of whom, has everyone met Mrs. Dysart yet?
Why did she just stop? Like she just stopped like in her tracks, like immediately, like in front of them, facing the other direction. What does it say in here?
Where's
'Cause-
the, like, I can remember her looking at the X. Where's the X on the ground?
Yeah.
Stop here.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it's the school play metaphor used for running with you. Also, the script says, "Enter Mrs. Dysart trudging from fatigue." I mean, sort of like in a close-up, so yeah, she can't really tell because it's in close-up, but we'll see if she's still
Right.
Or
tired
would
of
you
this.
prefer Karis?
Either is fine.
No, I guess we're just keeping this. Okay, fair enough. Extreme close-up. Whoa!
Very well then. And how are you getting along? Finding your way around okay?
What? Huh?
No, you're pulling a Technoblade. Heh.
Yeah.
What's funny? I always have done sometimes doing a hair thing, and like I think Drew is the one who put in like, he's like, "Are you trying to be a Technoblade?" I'm like, "Huh?"
You went
alright.
hair again.
Also, the girl in the background, her feet are cut off at the bottom. Unfortunate.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh-oh.
that's definitely a
Now
Gacha
I'm
issue.
No, stop it! Stop! Stop! I'm shutting that down right now. Stop! Shutting that down right now. Nope.
Well, I'm missing some context here.
You don't need it. We don't even have to talk about this.
Okay, then we will not.
Sorry.
FNAF, Jacob.
Lay off the
FNAF.
Oh, okay, that is unfortunate.
I think it's making you
You're
blind.
fortunate without that in your life.
Hmm. I think we missed the opening.
You should smile more. I know. Let's give you a makeover. My treat.
No.
Come on. I can make you look like a real girl.
How about you and your pretty princess mini skirt get going before I show?
Okay, jeez. I was just trying to be nice. This is why no one wants to talk to you, freak.
Enough.
Hold on, was that a BB ad-lib? I'm starting to like check the script constantly, but I'm fairly certain we didn't. Oh yeah. So the line was that before I that was meant to cut off after the I. The shove was BB's addition. Okay. By the way, if anyone works with BB as a voice actor, she is known to ad lib. Just a heads up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I know.
Evelyn,
I didn't do anything.
are you alright?
She wasn't even a part of
son?
this conversation. She just walked up and assumed that she did something wrong.
Okay, I think it's because they're supposed to be getting riled up at this point. Like she said, "This is why no one wants to talk to you, freak," and that was the line. And then Mr. Dysart comes in after the line. That's where he says enough, and then she merges and then says Evelyn. I think we might have like cut it off at that point. Also, I love the trickery here of getting right to the door frame, but not actually having them enter, but cutting back. That's a good workaround if you don't know how to do masking, which I know that Aidan doesn't.
Stupid static backgrounds.
I know, right?
Has heard of Narcissus. Todd?
He was this guy who fell in love with his reflection, right? I played him once in this anthology theater thing.
Ooh, did you now?
I forgot that Phantom was Todd's voice.
Welcome back.
I can always tell because the way that he says his THs.
To that later. And you're right. He fell in love with his reflection
octave.
in the lake. But do you know why?
That's what she does.
He was cursed, right? By this other dude who loved him.
That's right. On top of
Again, I was like, he was cursed, right? Not like he was cursed. I'm just checking. He was actually cursed. You're insisting he wasn't. Like, no.
A prophecy by Tiresias that he'd lived a long and happy life as long as he failed to recognize himself. He also got fed up with a boy named Ammianius pinning over him and never leaving him alone. The boy's last words were a curse for Narcissus to be as unlucky in love as he had been.
I would have like had the image appear for a little bit, like appear earlier and stay until it actually did, so we have more time to properly process what we're seeing. I think I'm gonna rewind that just so I can see in the video.
Last words were a curse for Narcissus to be as unlucky in love. Last words were Ammianius pinning over.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so interesting. They're in interior backgrounds. I guess this might just be a me thing. I always imagine Narcissus out like in the open because that's the whole lake reflection. It hadn't registered to me that of course he would probably spend ample time inside, away from everyone who constantly falls in love with him at all times. Yeah, I guess this does actually make sense. Then again, did not stop this guy from slipping through the bars.
Over him and never leaving him alone. The boy's last words were a curse for Narcissus to be as unlucky in love as he had been.
He looks way too happy to have been pining for him at that particular moment. Because like that's the thing, like that particular boy, I'm pretty sure he he does a Sayori, if people know what that is.
Oh,
so yeah, and like that's why his last words are cursing Narcissus, because that's yeah. Exactly. So yeah, he put like that. Oh, and also because I remember, because I was actually in an anthology play that the anthology play that Todd mentioned. Actually, that was something that I did do in 2019, and yeah, during that time, we actually there's a whole sequence where Amanias like gets more and more desperate constantly. So I have like the look of anguish on his face as Narcissus gets more and more riled up until eventually can't take it anymore. I guess the visual is just too strong for me.
Wait, so he got rejected and ended it all? Really?
We may never know what other issues poor Ammianitis may have been going through.
Hold on. Anyway.
What we do know is that Narcissus was reportedly so handsome that everyone came near him.
Okay, so he did find the blush. In fact, he's found his new favorite version of blush, but not like the natural one people had on their cheeks before.
And it's going over the eyes.
Yeah, anime.
First sight. including Echo. Remember how we talked about her last week?
Whoa.
I still get shivers from that.
I know, right? So awesome!
What? He's like, what?
Is the most ba-
Hold on a second. Did I record the? Oh no. I think I made a. Oh no, never. Oh no.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
I just.
What?
Yeah, I made a realization. I recorded some lines for Aidan today. I think I accidentally redid a bunch of Frankie lines from episode 3 and sent them in, having forgotten that I already recorded them.
Uh-oh.
Okay, wait, no. Actually, I just did one extra by accident. Okay, it was just the I still get shivers from that one. Everything else is in the next episode. Okay, phew. just wanted to make sure.
Ooh.
Whereas Frankie doing a shocked face because he gets shivers. You know, he still gets shivers from the story of Echo, and you're about to see why.
He was doing a shocked face because BB's character was happy, thrilled with this. He's like,
Yeah,
how
so
can this
yeah.
girl be thrilled with this? Oh boy.
I mean, that is a legitimate question. You can't like the story of Echo is not exactly one of major catharsis, let's say, unless you're Hera.
Mm-hmm.
He must
Also, hey, it's Echo. Remember we made her on a previous stream? There she is.
example of a youth in love with Narcissus. She watched him after the curse took effect, and Narcissus failed to recognize himself in the river below him.
Yeah, except there's no reflection there because I guess Aidan didn't think to do the reflection technique at Alphawitch Academy. I should have told him how to do that. It's actually not that difficult.
Mm.
Maybe the cropping out part is, but other than that.
Day after day, he made for a grab at the figure he thought was always escaping him. And day after day, he yelled at Echo to never come back. Echo just had to watch there as the figure she was pinning for only had eyes for...
It's pining, not pinning. There's supposed to be one N. So you say the vowel is the name of it.
himself. Eventually, the gods took pity on them both. Echo, you'll remember, was liberated of her physical body, leaving only her voice behind. Narcissus was turned into a riverbank flower that frequently turned to the water to stare at itself.
Are we really gonna get one image of Echo? We spent all that time with that character for one single still image? Come on, Aidan.
Look at the turn.
At least show her body shriveling as described in Theoi when she becomes one with the cave.
Narcissism from the name of Narcissus
I've
flower
never seen a
from him.
student more eager to learn about this.
Mrs. Dysart has.
Well, that was a bit of a downer, but I've been meaning to tell you that story for a long time.
Wow.
That line,
At least
you
she
delivered
knows.
that exactly how I envisioned it. That was
Hopefully
perfect.
some of you will find it useful. Now on to nouns and adjectives.
Yeah, so she actually teach them English the rest of the time that they're in the classroom. There you go. Why am I laughing? Because for once Aidan has coordinated like the perfect delivery, perfect delivery, and set the timing perfectly so that the joke actually works with and the setup and punchline deliver themselves. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, he's done it a few times before, but more often than not, there's always like something that's slightly off, like with pacing wise, or the line hasn't been like directed or something like that. It's always the case. Like when you write something and you're not the one who's in charge of the production of it, you end up noticing like it's like, oh come on, this is supposed to be this thing. That's why I go back to the script in these videos for so many reasons. But yeah, that time I don't have to.
So, interesting lesson today.
The adjectives?
No, before that, the Narcissus bit. Does that sound a little familiar?
Okay, so
Why
this
are you
part.
friends with this girl?
Honestly, they're not. It's just who else is she
Well,
talking to?
does she not have anyone else to talk to? It's so sad.
That's the issue with this small class where barely anyone gets along with each other. Okay, but yeah, this actually is also the reason that she like seeks Evelyn out now is because she's supposed to like, hey, so that's an interesting lesson, right? You know, I think we all learned something today. You know, with a little bit more smugness, rather like, that was an interesting lesson. I hope it could lesson to memory, or something like that, like like an anime rival.
Oh God.
Yeah, that part I know was not delivered as intended by when I wrote that down.
No, not really.
But
that part, however, was.
But.
And she becomes Candace.
Oh dear.
Who's Candace?
Candace
Fitting is
Flynn.
a verb!
I'm all right.
For once, KW got the reference.
I love that joke. Who the heck is Candace?
Oh my.
Way, I suppose.
Have you ever met someone so well, narcissistic before?
Actually, there was one student, and to my knowledge, she never course corrected. A real shame. Stay on the path of narcissism for too long, and it never turns out well.
Your teacher isn't even doing anything. Talk to her. If you can't talk to this narcissistic Evelyn person, talk to the person who actually told you this story.
Well, I mean, she is the person who told her the story. And if anything, Mrs. Dysart talking directly to Evelyn, that might be like a little bit of a step too far, speaking directly to your students like that. It's like, it's come to my attention that you're a steaming narcissist, and you need to quit, otherwise you'll ruin your life and those of others.
That's not what I mean. Talk to your teacher about how cool the story is, not about how narcissistic Evelyn is.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is here that Zoe has figured out exactly who that lesson was aimed at. It's just the person who it was aimed at did not figure it out, and that's why she's venting her frustrations right now.
I can imagine like all the students looking at her as she's telling this story, and she's just like so busy in her own world that you just can't see
everyone's
it.
staring at me. It just like goes back to looking at herself.
It's because they're fascinated by how pretty I am.
Pretty much, yeah.
I agree with you. She's definitely Narcissus in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and of course, classic Phantom doesn't actually pronounce the things correctly anyway.
Which I guess makes you Echo.
Wait, what? No!
Also, could you help me with the homework?
Okay, Aidan, please.
I love how you caught onto that. I love how you caught onto that despite the fact that it came from the agreement. So see, it does work. These parallels, people do notice them sometimes. It's just that the characters don't always. I feel vindicated because Aidan used to tell me that I was too subtle and people weren't going to get any like parallels or subtext that was going on in these videos, particularly in the Gacha community. Well, guess what? Here we are right now. It works. It works.
Yeah, and just also another thing is just the eyebrows. Like, why has he changed the eyebrows? There's multiple eyebrows he can use. Stop using just this eyebrow pose. If you want to make her angry, make her look angry.
Yeah, I personally would have gone with the fully straight eyebrows as like a sign of like, you know, she's not like very like really annoying, but she's like really for real, like that thing.
Yeah.
Were you raging at Aidan for the eyebrow change?
No,
is that why you were saying Aidan, come on? Were you saying like Aidan, come on, because he didn't change the character's eyebrows?
That and just like what Jacob said.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, please don't say it was the eyebrows.
Yeah, because I was about to say, if that's the only reason, then that would literally disprove the point.
Yeah, it's just like I get so
I feel so
like,
vindicated for people recognizing, dude, what are you talking about? I was getting angry at the eyebrows.
No, like, but the God, hold on, I'm trying to remember because like the eyebrows in the shit, what we were oh God, never mind.
We were talking about eyebrows and also Echo and Narcissus.
Yeah, that. Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember like who we were talking about exactly, but then I'm like, oh wait, it's Echo, right? Or
Yeah.
yeah, so it's I got a little mixed up with the names for a second there.
All right, yeah.
Moving
So I
on.
don't know where you're going with that. Sure. Carrying on.
Fine, but only if you stop all this echo talk.
Oh yeah, let me smile at you.
That's it.
Yeah, these episodes are short, remember? Weekly show.
People get mad at me for making kawaii episodes short. Well, guess
You
what?
don't know short until you know episode 3 of Secrets of the Planks.
I wonder whose fault is that.
Max.
You don't know short until you've seen episode 8 part 2 of the Mutant Girl season 1.
Oh no! I know. I actually know what Jacob is talking about now.
Of course, yeah.
I kind of wish that Aidan changed the end card to be themed towards the actual many myths and of Mrs. Dysart instead of it being Fallen Angels, because for obvious reasons.
I offered to make him an outro song as well, but he opted to stay with the same outro he's had for all of his other videos. So I don't know. I also have to make it like an even shorter outro version of Mythical to go on top of this, but he decided, yeah, no, never mind. Oh well.
So pros and cons time. Let's go, Mamma Mia.
Yeah, this does still, like I said last time, share a lot of its makeup with Running With You, at least on a technical side, because again, Running With You actually had even a little bit of an advantage in the sense that it was actually almost the entire show was made in advance. Like episode 5 was still in production when episode 1 came out, but the rest of the time they came out 1 week after each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Aidan was trying to recapture, except for making it go even further, because we have 11 episodes planned. So, but I guess this should have the advantage of Aidan now has 3 more years of experience with Gacha under his belt,
right?
Even if there's this of Gacha Life 2, which is again, I'm surprised about how. I guess I shouldn't be surprised about how mess turned out in the cafeteria because it was on screen for only a few seconds. In fact, actually, I want to see that again because I barely registered it before.
Right. It's just there and then it's just gone. Like a Thanos snap.
Okay. I mean, I tell you what, it's not the worst mess in the world, but it's certainly not good. It was meant to be the reason it was supposed to be an entire cafeteria was not just to make Aidan's life harder. It was to make sure, just emphasize that, it was all of the students' problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that just better be so on a grander scale, because otherwise it could be just the 3 people sat at this table who may or may not have been Mrs. Dysart's class. Because that's going to come up in a future video. So that's why we're trying to at least set up something before the next episode, so these don't feel as disjointed anymore. But I guess we'll talk about that next time, because obviously you have to see again setup and payoff. Which again, some of the pacing stuff in here actually turned out pretty well.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
there are maybe a
really
few things here or there that could have been shorter or longer, but the pacing wasn't too bad. I'll see.
Yeah, a couple of jokes. Like I said, a couple of jokes really did land. Yeah, we're still being slightly held back by the medium, but again, who knows? Maybe now with the PC version, Aidan was really looking forward to static poses coming back, so that he could actually go back to that comfort level. Although, again, I feel like as long as honestly, as long as you have, as you make / receive a selection of poses that mimic that style, which is why I offered to do that, and mimic the the visions of the static poses from Gacha Club, you can copy and paste those in now because we don't have that issue anymore. So at the very least, you can still have
By the
them in
time
this
the
somewhere.
static poses actually come out, we as a community will have remade the entire static pose section through the custom
Yeah.
poses.
like yeah, it's all right. It's all right, Looney. We don't need this anymore.
God.
We got you covered. Yeah, exactly.
I know Aidan is really hoping for anime mouse, but who knows when that is going to come out? Is that even a thing?
I do
It will be a thing, I believe, considering they still have the features of like blinking and moving hair, that kind of thing. I would assume that they would have animated mouths.
Mouths, yeah. It's not that I'm saying like, oh, that's never going to happen. I'm just like wondering if they have
the animated. They have the animated features that we discontinued because it did not suit our videos in the end. But they kept rid of the one we actually use.
Like, here's the thing. I can see why Aidan loves anime mouse because I have been using them for the Zelda project because it's definitely easier. But there are times where I do actually kind of prefer the non-anime mouse at times, but
animated mouths were actually they were the reason. Well, one of the main reasons that I actually decided to do a voice acted Gacha series in the first place, because I saw that was a possibility, and I saw, oh wow, this actually does not take an eternity to do, and there's also the outpost on top of that. So yeah, the fact that those were available was like the final thing to say to me. Okay, I want to pursue this. I want to pursue Gacha, if anything. Oh, I think. No, it's not. So I just didn't see the sound off.
No, it's not. I hear you. It's okay.
Flashbacks.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, so I do genuinely miss them, and that's also why. I mean, Emily said like, "Oh wow, who uses animated mouths and stuff?" You know, people with devices that don't lag whenever they're actually used, aka PC users. So yeah, hopefully there's one for us because obviously we always get the demo versions of everything. The PC version of like that, it has some features that are locked, but they're not really anything. The god of Tagus says, rules of nature. I don't know what
Discord
that means.
person?
No, that's a Twitch.
That's a Twitch person.
Oh my god. Jeez.
That's
embarrassing.
You need to go to sleep.
No. What I need is food. I always.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
In case of any confusion, this video is being streamed on multiple platforms at once. Twitch is only one of them. Most of the traffic that we get is on YouTube. That's the thing.
Because YouTube gets stuck at times, but you know what? We keep going back to YouTube for no reason.
I suppose.
I wouldn't say that's the case.
It's out better for you than Twitch has, I assure you.
I don't use Twitch for a reason, for very, very good reasons.
All right. Well, I was
okay.
The reason I didn't use animated mouse like because they weren't for me. But the real reason why I probably didn't use them, despite them being probably more helpful for a voice acted series, is because it wasn't satisfying to me that their voices didn't match up. Like the mouths didn't match up with what they were actually saying. And that was
why you gotta choose. That's why you gotta choose the adequate mouth, and also, you know, allow yourself to pause and actually change the back to like a closed mouth. There's like a pause between the lines.
Yeah, it wasn't for me. So, and also mobile users. So apparently, and I didn't even know that they lagged because I never used them. So,
oh, well, there you go.
I guess that's the second reason.
I think that's why they took out animated poses from Gacha Club. Actually, was because they lagged for mobile users. So, yeah.
Yes, mobile users, the only people who use Gacha.
Definitely, it's not like some of the most well-known Gacha tubers of all time use PC specifically.
I'm using Gacha Club right now on PC just to get the Zelda project movie done.
I was more referring to people like Rosie Closy and not Zoe and such, but yes, us as well.
Yeah. I've been procrastinating this movie. I just hit my third burnout this week.
That's a mood, KW.
I don't know how to deal with it. I don't want to do this long scene, but I have to.
Fair enough.
Well,
I,
there's
on the other
also
hand, actually...
burnout and procrastination. Are you
Well,
burnt out or you're procrastinating not to do this long scene?
I think
am
maybe
very-
she's procrastinating due to burnout. I think that's the main message here.
Yes, because Link and Kairos had very, very long lines, so it was a long while to animate them first and everything. And so now it would be a little bit easier because the last two characters I need to animate have less lines, but it's just
I understand that. Yeah, I too start with the people who have the most lines first. Well, if I can, because sometimes the voice actors take a long time to send me stuff, and then I should start with whoever I have available. But most of the time, if I have everyone, then the longest ones first.
Oh yes, I finally have everyone's lines next to BTV. Thank you so much. You saved the Zelda project.
What you mean the minute they actually stepped in to voice the character, or actually track down the other VAs?
That was gonna be I went to their house.
I mean, sometimes I have set BB on some of the other VAs because she's a lot more persistent than I am.
Make her sound like a hitman.
This is why Buttercorp the company has a second in command.
Hey yo, it's BB Butter. You better get these lines down for Chicken Butter, or I will tell you everything about the FNAF lore. No,
God, you don't
I'll
want
get
that.
the lines done. I'll get the lines done. Please don't tell me everything about FNAF. That will take
Honestly,
years.
not a bad threat. BB, if you're still watching this, write that down.
No. I am so
How are
glad
we doing?
I don't I'm not a voice actor.
Chaotic. We're doing chaotic.
Because I would totally be on BB's hit list. I'm so scared.
Hey, fun! Want to join the many myths?
No, God!
No.
Honestly, well, actually, if you don't make Mr. Dysart, more likely than not, you would get Aidan hounding you rather than BB. But yeah, or me.
Oh god, please now, BB, don't sign up for any of his partners if you don't want him to hound on you.
Too late.
Trust me. When I was doing my business, he's like, "Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Do you have them? Do you have them? Do you have them? Hey, KW, are you done with your clone
While you're recording?
I signed up to be a part of the series. I've signed my life away to be the gosh darn janitor. No.
I mean, he's not hounding you on.
That's why you were shocked about Janitor Dubois appearing in this episode. now I understand why. Actually, yeah, I did know. I forgot to actually, yeah, Aidan suggested you specifically because we gave the janitor a French last name.
That's what I assumed.
Not that that's ever a part of this character, but anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't think he'll be speaking French anytime soon. And considering Aidan and his background with grammar, he will probably spell it in the worst way possible.
I mean, actually, most likely he would ask me to write that part, which would probably trigger you again because it would probably be something that's said in France and not Canada. But you know,
Quebecois.
Exactly.
Oh no. That's the French one.
Speaking of Dubois, this is him on screen here, isn't it?
Yes.
Should I point out that his hand is backwards? He is not holding the broom.
I would say his hand is backwards.
Thumb and his pinky.
Yeah, his hand's pointing in the right direction, but the broom should be a layer above and not that's actually also a gacha issue. Because
it's been bothering me for a real long time because it's just been sitting here staring me in the face.
Okay, yeah, the front probably doesn't have that issue. I had the same thing when I was doing the usher and the people above. I had to use specific hands that could trick people into thinking that maybe it was being gripped, but that one is not one of those. That hand does not trick anyone.
No, sorry, Bob.
There you go. We should have dissected this image when we saw it before. Okay. Alrighty. I think we've said most of it. I guess I've been proven right that this video still ended up suffering under the same issues of how quickly it's being made. Again, hopefully now the PC version has come out, gets something better than that. But I still, even though Aidan says that maybe like expanding like to 2 weeks time would not improve the quality too much, I beg to differ. I think it would still make a difference. I would hope anyway.
Yeah. Aidan, please take your time on things. I get it. This is like supposed to be an awesome show and everything, but if you want a good quality series, take your time.
If you don't want a good quality series, take your time.
No, if you do want a good quality series.
I heard don't, I swear.
It's two. I promise you it's two. Take your time. Don't end up doing what I did with Komai. Like, we all know what happened with that.
Now that I think about it, it's somewhat ironic because it's one of the main like excuses I give for Musical Season 1 is the fact that the visuals are terrible and they have aged poorly for the most part. A few exceptions, but they were salvaged by the story. That's what I keep saying to people, like the story and characters, because that's all because I came into Gacha with my only skiing in writing, so after that, and I brought acting as well because I voiced a couple of the characters, but didn't make too much of a difference. Yeah, so mainly it was the writing part. So I've always said that the story salvaged it, but there's difference between like not having the skills and not being able to do better than there is to lean on that as a crutch and keep using that as like, oh well, the story's still there, so the visuals can decline. I mean, technically speaking, they could, but like, why would you put yourself through that deliberately? That's the thing. I legitimately did not know how to be better at the time of season 1. I do now, which is why the remakes end up, being some programmer perfectionism for me. Hold up, that's the other extreme. You don't want to go that far, but you want to have to be somewhere in the middle between the remakes and this. All right. Well, we'll see how next episode goes, which I have just recorded for. And if you haven't yet, KW, you most likely will probably want to do that at some point soon because.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, he's out of extra material now, so his episodes 4 and 5 have just been we just finished recently. So he's going to ask people at some point do episodes 4 and 5. So.
Oh no! Oh no!
Weekly show.
The other person who's been voicing Mrs. Dysart in episode 3, take over. Just I did the song. I did the song. That's all I need to do.
God.
You wanna take
turns? He's begging the other voice actor to take over for her.
Also.
What?
Bon, no, wait, the song was more time consuming for me than it was for KW. The recording session lasted an hour. It took days to edit.
No, BTV. Whenever I said like my lines were like paragraphs, I don't lie.
Yeah, it's because Mrs. Dysart, obviously as the teacher in the lesson scenes, has to speak the most in order to get the lesson across. That's one thing.
Fine, but like if it's like a paragraph upon a paragraph upon a paragraph, that's where I'm like, I can't do it. I could maybe do one paragraph and maybe a few extra lines, but like,
how many takes do you give Aidan?
Only one, because of those paragraphs.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Because if it's like a shorter line, then 3 takes would suffice. But if it's a longer line, like you're suggesting, then I would probably only do 1 take. But it has to be a good take. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would actually suggest 2 because on the first take you're sort of still going through it in your head, and then you have like a second one as a backup, and just in case.
Yeah.
But then again, if it's still struggling with that, then maybe stick to 1 because you'll end up, tearing out your own throat eventually.
Oh yeah, no. When doing Mrs. Harzer for the 2 episodes,
Yeah.
I was like, I am done talking for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Technically speaking, I guess I could say I'm more to blame for the paragraphs than Aidan is, specifically because since I'm the Greek mythology expert, in quotes, out of the two of us, he always defaults to having me write the scenes with that involve the misplace. So because of that, yeah, like he did ask me at one point to try and like tone down the paragraphs, but there's only so much I can do. It's kind of like when my
Aidan told you to tone down the paragraphs. Oh my god, that must have been long.
Yeah, and I tried. Yeah, it's sort of like my secondary school drama teacher who at one point during like our final exams, because I was abridging a version of Macbeth, I had to like cut. And she asked me several times to cut down one specific actress's lines, except for she was playing Lady Macbeth, aka the person who's the most apart from the main character in the entire play. So it's like, I'll do my best, miss, but like, there's only so much I can do here. What do you want from me?
Yeah, I'm not hating on you. It's just like the voice I have to do for Mrs. Dysart. Yeah, that's not probably a good idea for me to try to do all those long paragraphs.
I mean, if Cammy does come back, then maybe you two can take turns. Because she did seem to be somewhat like offended by the existence of the spin-off, and then I reminded her that she disappeared, so I was like, well, yeah, of course you weren't around for that. You vanished. What were we supposed to do? It's like, oh yeah, fair. So who knows? Maybe with that incentive in mind, potentially, I will say for the entire Caroline system, they have a pattern of coming back from having been vanished for several months or so when they know they've been replaced. Then suddenly it's like, hey, can I have Agatha back? Can I have Mrs. Dysart back? Etc. Etc. So who knows? Maybe we can strike a deal.
Right.
KW talking about the paragraphs and paragraphs of lines only makes me think of the Monty flashback scene that I gave Jacob.
Oh my god!
When I remember when I like gave him Taylor's character and then I gave him Monty's character and I'm like, oh wait, I didn't think this through. I'm gonna have to give him a whole backstory the second episode that he's the fraction of the first episode. It would have been the first episode because I voiced him in the first episode. It would have been the second episode.
Yeah, it was the second one.
I would have given him a whole like few paragraphs of this one character in probably one of the more harder voices to do.
Yeah, no, like
yeah,
here's the thing.
and I was not practiced with that yet, so that was also another issue. It was like, I mean, what you gave me already, like I need a honey and lemon drink after this. So I guess I imagine what the rest of it must have been like.
Yeah, like here's the thing. I'm fine doing long lines, but like I said, because of the voice I have to do for Mrs. Dysart, yeah, I just can't do it for long periods of time. And like, sure, I could just try to take my time or just do it in one take and everything, blah 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 blah. But still, it's still gonna hurt my voice trying to make sure I stay in that set voice doing that paragraphs. It's like there is a no-win situation for me.
Well, okay. Well, I tell you what, Bon. As a compromise, send me the full Monty backstory one. I'll make a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air parody. And
oh my god, a Monty story using
crocodile
Fresh Prince of the Plex.
Oh god.
Okay. All right, Bon. Yeah. Backstory. Give it to me.
Oh my god. I think this is a good time to end the stream, I think. I don't know. What do you think,
yes,
Jacob?
I think it is as well. All right. We can all rest our voices for now. So please either like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. And I guess if you're watching us on Twitch, follow if you've not done so already because there's 4 alt accounts in there. I guess something comes from that.
4 alt accounts. Listen here, you Discord, Twitch person. Follow on every single account you have.
That was implied, but thank you for reinforcing that. Okay, but either way, thanks everyone for watching, and on that note, until